beauty dish. So, as promised, I am bringing you my big-ass mascara review roundup. I have 6 mascaras here to review. 3 are drugstore, 3 are high-end, which just conveniently worked out that way. It's a nice mix, and I've been hoarding them in my empties bag for a few months now. I go through a lot of mascara because I don't have a holy grail, and I'm always trying to find something good. My lashes, just so you know what I like in a mascara, are pretty thin, pretty sparse, and short. They've always been short. They're sparser than they used to be. so I am mostly concerned with length, but I do like a lot of impact. I kind of want it all, and I want to bring as much length and definition to my eyes as I possibly can. So, that is what I like. I also like natural brushes. I have a definite bias towards natural brushes over the plastic rubber kind. So there's that. And big old wands, you know, and I'll probably be able to show you an example of this. Actually, I don't know. I'm looking at the mascaras I have. But big, huge, enormous wands, I cannot use them because, one, they can a lot more chance for injury, and 2, it just gets all over my face. So those are my biases. That's kind of what I'm into. Let's get started. Okay, to try to turn this video into a wild and crazy thrill ride, I think I'm going to go drugstore then high-end as I move through my mascara reviews. So let's start with drugstore and the CoverGirl Clump Crusher. So, if I remember correctly, this made kind of a big splash when it came on the scene in 2013, I'm pretty sure it was. And, you know, CoverGirl, it's a nice, affordable mascara. They debut new mascaras very frequently. And despite the kind of ugly tube, okay, I will not comment on all the tubes. I don't really care about the tube my mascara comes in, but it's an interesting color choice. Okay, despite that, I really did like this mascara. And you know, it was suggested to me by Tanya from A Fresh Tube, like way back when, and she was right. It really is a good mascara, but for me it's not a repurchase. It's one that I finished and I liked, but I won't go forward with. So there's the wand, and it is a rubber bristle wand, and as I said, that is not my favorite, but this is my favorite rubber bristle wand that I've ever used. It really did work. It worked well enough that I could use it, and it really does help you avoid clumps. It lives up to the name for sure. It gives me some volume and some length, and even this brush. I remember reading about this thing in Allure, like they do like the true beauty innovations, and they explained how the design of this brush is so amazing, and that's why it works so well. And I guess it's true, because it does. I like natural brushes better. So this is the best rubber, but with a natural brush, I feel like I can get down to the roots of my lashes without, you know, grinding those rubber bristles into your eyeball. Get down to the roots and really build volume and really build depth and fullness, and I just can't quite do it with this one, but still a really good mascara if this is your style. Okay, our first high-end mascara, we're going to go full-on high-end. It's going to be the Diorshow Extase. This is one of Dior's newer mascaras. This is a deluxe sample. I feel that a deluxe sample gives me ample time to make a informed opinion and assess the mascara. I mean, you get at least a dozen uses out of one of these, I think, probably more. So, here's the brush. It's a natural brush. It has like four little wumpy curves. Not an hourglass, but sort of like a 4-way bubble curve situation. So I did not think that description up beforehand. That just came out. Alright. This is a drier formula, and I sometimes have a hard time working with it. But my biggest gripe with this, and I mentioned this in another video I did where I think it was like favorites and fails for the month, and I said this was a fail, I think, if I'm remembering correctly. And the problem was that every time I have used this mascara, it performs differently. Like, you know, one time I'll be able to use it and I'll do 2 coats and I'll get really nice, long, full lashes, you know, with not a lot of problems. The next time I'll use it, I can barely, you know, get any real like flourish on my lashes. It was just so inconsistent. It's hard for me to describe what I mean. You know, when sometimes when you use a mascara and it's just a dud, like you don't get any curl, you just kind of get it straight across, uniform length. You don't get that feathery look that we so often want. And it's nice to build volume at the roots, but with the dry formula and with the inconsistency and with this brush, it did tend to get a little clumpy in a lot of the uses. So, I mean, you know, this is an expensive product. I would not buy the full size. I know some people really like it. I just couldn't see how it could really work for me. Down to the opposite end of the spectrum with an extremely affordable mascara, I have the Jordana Best Lash Extreme Lengthening Mascara. So a lot of people talk about this on YouTube, and a lot of them use the volumizing one. Jordana has the lengthening and the volumizing formula. Of course, I'm going to buy the lengthening because that's always what I'm looking for. And this is $3, maybe less, I did not finish this mascara. I used it 2 or 3 times. I just didn't like it at all. I'm kind of like, I'm impressed that so many people can use the Jordanas because the brush is huge. I don't know, I haven't used the volumizing one, but I can't imagine that it's smaller. That would be kind of surprising. The brush is really fat, and it's a rubber bristle brush, and those little spokes come out so far from the brush that if you try to get down to the root of your lashes, you are like poking and spiking your skin with these little spikes, and they're not soft at all, and they're very rigid and firm. So the application was just terrible. It was just terrible. And then, you know, even trying to get past that and being careful not to hurt myself, I couldn't get length, I couldn't get separation. So this was just a big pass for me, which is too bad. I had really high hopes, but what are you gonna do? Okay, next high end that I have is the Too Faced Better Than Sex Mascara. I think I talked about this in a video too as, you know, maybe not, I don't know. But it was a fail for me. I was so excited to try this because so many people have raved about it. And you know, I mean, so that makes it a higher probability that I'm gonna like it, right? And it had all the hallmarks of a promising Julie mascara. Even now, I'm like, really? Like, really this didn't work for you? It's got a nice natural bristle brush. It's an hourglass shape. It has fairly long bristles, which to me mean it'll be easier to lengthen and separate without getting too clumpy. And just none of that stuff happened. I mean, it looks perfect. The formula is not overly wet or dry. I would say it's right in the middle. Although I do tend to do better with a wet formula, this is still good. Like I said, it's in the middle. And again, a lot like the Dior Extase, I didn't get a consistent application every time. Sometimes it was okay. Usually, this was worse than the Extase actually for me. Most of the time I got almost no length and kind of had a hard time making my lashes look nice, as in, you know, not clumpy, not stuck together, lengthened. It just didn't work for me. I'm not going to sit here and try to like puzzle it out with you because sometimes there is no explanation. Sometimes that is just how it goes. So yeah, I am one of the better than sex, not so much. Okay. Next we have a drugstore mascara. Okay, people might argue with drugstore, but it's totally drugstore because it's Avon, and you do have to order it from Avon or your Avon lady, but it's $10 regular price, and Avon has sales all the time, so don't pay full price. But it's the Avon Mega Effects Mascara in this cool, super innovative, super unique, I don't know of anything else like this little crazy paintbrush applicator, and you like wiggle it out of here, and this is the brush. I think I've talked about this as a favorite. I think it might have been in my yearly favorites. Shoot, I don't remember anything. But okay, so you can angle it exactly how you want, so you can use both sides. There's a slight learning curve, you know, because you don't know how to do this. This is a totally weird brush, but the learning curve is fast. and it works great. It just flat out works great. It's not overly wet or dry. It lengthens, it volumizes, it separates, it's not clumpy. You can build at least 2 coats with it. It's such a great mascara. I feel like everyone owes it to themselves to try it. If you don't have something that you love, or if this just sounds like absolutely not your cup of tea, fine, that's totally fine, but I feel like you owe it to yourself to try this because it's a really great mascara. You can get lashes that really do make an impact, a dramatic lash. I really, really like it. Our very last mascara is high-end, but by that I mean MAC, and I do consider MAC high-end, but it's not as expensive as your Diors and your Too Faced of the world. And I saved the best for last. I love this mascara. It's the MAC Extended Play Gigablack Lash. A really long name. I think this only comes in black. It's so good. I was really dubious about this. I think what pushed me over the edge to get it was a review by Tiffany D. And I mean, although she has amazing natural lashes and I do not, somehow I thought I should give this a try. And it's because, I mean, look at this wand. This is my kind of wand. It is very, very slim. Let's do just a quickie little comparison, and then you can see how huge the Jordana is versus the MAC. And I know some people might be like, that's too slim, like what the heck am I going to do with that? But the MAC is so unique and kind of a must-have, I think. If you're someone who likes to have a couple different kinds of mascaras for different situations, this is a must-have because it's something that applies very, very quickly. It's a fairly wet formula, I would say, so there's that, and it dries fairly fast. So doing a second coat is not easy, but I really don't ever feel like I need a second coat when I use this. There's a lot of product on the brush. I say that's the biggest caveat. You will probably want to pat your brush, especially when you first start using it and it's fresh. But I don't mind that. I have to do that with a lot of mascaras. I think it really helps. So there's a ton of product on here, and it just gets in there and saturates your lashes and extends them and separates them. And because it's so black and so wet and you could get it right down to your roots, you get some volume too, although I say this is primarily a lengthening mascara. I was just like blown away by how much I like this. There was more of a learning curve because I did have to learn to like pat off some of the excess product. And even though I was doing that, I have to say, if you think that sounds like wasting product, this lasted for a really long time. Whenever I have to do that with a mascara, I don't really feel like I'm wasting or that I'm shortening the lifespan of the mascara. I don't know how that works. It's magic. It just works. So if this looks like something that you might be into, definitely try it. It's like $16, so you're right in that sweet spot between, you know, high-end and drugstore. I really like this, and I am going to repurchase this. I'm doing a no-buy right now, but it's almost over, and I'm trying to go through some other mascaras. So in a month or two, I'm going to have another really nice roundup all set to go. But I will definitely buy this again because I still haven't found something that does what this does. It's fantastic. Hey, beautiful ladies of YouTube, when I think about, like, you know, people on YouTube and people who watch and people who have channels, I think of you all kind of collectively as the beautiful ladies of YouTube. It's like, I need a new eyeshadow. I should ask the beautiful ladies of YouTube. Anyways, aside, that concludes my mascara big ass review roundup. I hope you enjoyed it and found something you are interested in trying out. Tell me what you are using right now, and if you have a holy grail, tell me what it is. Even if it doesn't sound like me, what I like, tell me anyway. Yeah, please, please, please give your mascara commentary and share. But that about wraps it up. So thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate you, and have a wonderful day.